In this video, I want to show you my favorite metrics when it comes to choosing how much and when to invest into Bitcoin. Here we go. The Bitcoin has cycled. In the previous video, I talked about market cycle. Everything in this market has cycled. So Bitcoin has cycled. A lot of people think it's depending on the halving event. So I will unpack this for you. Now, I get asked all the time, should I buy Bitcoin now? When is a good time to buy? I always answer them, now is a good time to buy in dollar cost averaging style based on my personal success, money mindset, and years of studying the market. I tell my friends to buy based on my point of view and perspective. I forgot to find out their financial situation, incomes, expenses, risk tolerance, if they have any exit plan or investment strategy in place. And most importantly, what is their money mindset? Some friends make a little fortune and forever grateful to have to learn about this new asset from me. Unfortunately, not everyone share the same risk management and investment vision as me. A friend of mine did buy some Bitcoin after our coffee chat, but he waited until the all-time high at 2017 and FOMO in at one go. All of his $2,000 life savings, together with some Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple. He bought in during the ICO frenzy period, but also during those times, I did not learn about the halving event, so I did not even know that it's going to come down. He is now scarred to this day and claims that he will never touch cryptocurrency again. So now, before we jump into looking at all these data science charts and introduce you to what is the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, let's get clear on where I am coming from so we can look at this information on the same page. Let me briefly recap my Bitcoin story here. I invested my first Bitcoin back in 2015, maybe kind of here, when the price was about $200-300 US per Bitcoin. After spending a few months, I just decided to go down to the rabbit hole. I believe it will go up to perhaps $1 million per coin within 10-20 years. It is much better than a 9% return that the Australian supers is promising their customers. And so I decided to add Bitcoin into my long-term investment portfolio. So I bought some and I forgot about it. About 9 months later, I got an email saying that I just sold some Bitcoin for around 800 US. I panicked. I thought someone has hacked into my exchange account. Mistake number one. Do not hold your Bitcoin on any exchange. I realized that I have randomly set a sell order if my Bitcoin goes up 3 times. I did this as a part of learning how to buy and sell and store and trade. I was very happy that my investment has gone up 300% within a year. I used the profit on holidays. I bought a couple of Chanel bags, and I decided I am going to set a saving plan to keep buying more Bitcoin more seriously. Start buying again around this $1,000 mark. My strategy was dollar cost averaging method. My plan was to keep buying, and hodl. Hodl means holding on for dear life. That's a Bitcoin term until it reached to $1 million or maybe 10 years time, or maybe when I retired. So that's my goal. I was just planning to keep buying all the way up. So I got lucky that I actually bought Bitcoin just right after the bear market, but I did not know about the Bitcoin halving event, and price will peak 40 times from the low to high, and then it will crash 80%. That happened 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, it's probably gonna happen again. So I sold my Bitcoin from my initial 200 bucks all the way to about 20 grand. And I even still bought some at 20 grand, buy at the peak, because I knew I wasn't selling. If I had sold at that point in the 2017 peak, I would have bought my apartment outright, mortgage free. But hey, who knows? I didn't know, right? So I watched it crash back down to roughly about 10K here in 2018. And for a personal reason, we have to sell at that point to buy our apartment. It was an emergency situation. Because we didn't have enough coins, we could only afford down payment, house deposit, and bought the apartment with a mortgage. Of course, I am so grateful that we were even able to do that. We invested about 100K in, and we got about 200K, 250K out. After paying about 30K in tax, we still take home the profit of 120K to buy this current home. I am very, very happy with this Bitcoin investment. Now, after twice success, my trust in Bitcoin grew strong. Now this time, I decided to really study the hell out of it. Why is it peak? Why is it drop? How do I see it? So I invested into education, joining cryptocurrency courses, mastermind groups, mentorship, sign up to newsletters, and I watch the market daily. Investing in yourself is the best investment you can make. Now I restart this new Bitcoin 4-year cycle and slowly accumulated more Bitcoin again around early 2019. Now we sold our investment property by the end of 2019 so we can buy some more Bitcoin. That's how confident I am in Bitcoin. So don't do what I do because I could be wrong, but I am happy to be wrong. The risk reward ratio is high enough for me to take this risk and I can sleep at night. So I'm okay with it. This time we aim to slowly sell our way up from, let's say when we go back to 20K, and then it will go to 40K, and then about 100K. We'll keep some in case we reach even 200K by 2022. So exit plan is to pay off our apartment and scoop up cheap properties and value stock during the next Great Depression, providing us with enough passive cash flow income from rent money and stock dividends. We can be financially free and retired within 3 years. If we don't have enough coins, then the next cycle harvest time is 2028. Still not bad, eh? Now, without further ado, let's dive into the 4 signs I watch out for this coming halving event. Now, what makes Bitcoin valuable? The total supply of Bitcoin is 21 million coins. This is mathematically designed into its algorithm. Every 210,000 blocks, or roughly every 4 years, the total number of Bitcoin supply get cut in half. In 2009, when the Bitcoin started, the system started at about 50 coins mined every 10 minutes. The first halving event, 2012, so 4 years later, it was cut into 25 coins every 10 minutes. So people get in a lot. They can have 100,000 Bitcoin back in the days, because it was $1 or $10. 2016, the halving that I was in, it got cut into 12.5 Bitcoins are currently being dispensed every 10 minutes. In about 2-3 weeks time, about May 2020, Bitcoin supply will be once again get cut in half to 6.25 Bitcoin per block. After the 33rd halving, the value of the reward will hit precisely 0 BTC. So 33 halving event every 4 years add up to 130 years in total. This process will end with a total of 21 million coins, probably at the end of 2140. I don't think we will be alive to see this happening. There is no CEO or central banks or the boss or the owner of Bitcoin to print more Bitcoin, like how the Fed's printing more money, which I mentioned in the other video that I did. This limited supply makes Bitcoin a scarce asset. It is not possible to truly predict the price of Bitcoin. Now, in 2012, the bottom is around $10. We're just gonna round it up. Like don't quote me of the exact price and number. We're just gonna roughly just say about $10, and then it peaked at about $1,000, so making it a healthy 9,900% increase. And then it crashed, which is a cycle, which is normal. Now 2016, the lowest was around 200, which was where I got lucky. I bought it at the bottom, and then the all-time high was that famous 20 grand, making it another happy 9,900% gain. If looking at the cycle like this, 2020, the bottom was around 3,000. And where do you think it may take us? If we can go to another 9,900%, make us to another 30K. Now that seems like a scary number. I am happy to take 100K. So this is the first metric that I like to look at, history. So you have a bottom. So what do you do? Okay, let's just do it like this. So you have a halving event, and then you slowly climb up. There's some bear trap up and down, whatever. It will go up tenfold here, maybe 20-fold. Forget it, the number, but it's massive. Okay, it's just the ratio like this. It'll go up, and then it will crash 80%, probably after a year or 2 years, and then it will bottom out, and it will just go sideways. So you accumulate here, and then it will have a freak out. That's kind of indicating, some people think, oh, this little freak out is like waking up, say, hey, I think the bottom's in. So smart money will accumulate here again, and then that will be the halving. So the halving doesn't mean it will go up straight away. It usually will take about 18 months to peak. And when you peak, it's usually really quickly. In the last month or two, it will just go parabolic. So any time here is still a good time to buy. And then you're going to get out because you're going to crash again, 80% crash over some time. And then it will sideways again. And then you have a wake-up call again. And then another sideways. So we are currently here. So we are in the safety zone. Anytime, any money here, I'm happy to buy. So anything under 10K, I'll buy. I think it's cheap. Even under 20K, I will buy because I believe if we go up to 300K, once it crash down, it will crash down to 30K. That means anything under 20K, you're safe. That's just my opinion again. One of the good metric that I like is called the stock to flow model. Stock to flow model is created by a Bitcoin analyst, goes by the name of Plan B. Stock to flow model treats Bitcoin as comparing to the commodities like gold, silver, or platinum. These are known as the store of value commodities because they retain the value over long time frames due to their relative scarcity. It is difficult to significantly increase their supply. The process of searching for gold and then mining it is expensive and takes time. Bitcoin is similar because it is also scarce. In fact, it is the first ever scarce digital object to exist. There are a limited number of coins in existence, and it will take a lot of electricity and computing effort to mine the 3 million outstanding coins still to be mined. Therefore, the supply rate is consistently low. According to the stock to flow model, Bitcoin is at the range of where we should be. Yeah, you see now at the beginning, the first halving is kind of double digit, in the $1 to $10 double digit, or $10 to $100, like 20 bucks, 30 bucks. It's below 100 bucks. And then after the halving, then they go up to a few hundred bucks. So it's less than $1,000 range. So go up and down is still kind of, within this $1,000 range. And then the second halving, you see it go up parabolic. Then it slowly from that 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and it touch a tip of the 20K. If according to the stock to flow, this bit is actually more, it's over. It should be within. But you see, it's still in this range perfectly, and then it crash down, so maybe below this line, and then come back up to here. And it also show you if it's blue color, the cold color is cheap, buy, good time to buy because they're quite cold color, you see, historically. And then if you start seeing some red, warm color, light green, lime green, then don't buy it, it's a peak. So I didn't see that, you see. 2017, early 2018 was the peak. It was oversold. So looking at the chart, it looks like Bitcoin will be entering the 5-digit this bit for the next year or two. And then it may not look back to the below 10K anymore. So therefore, many speculators out there keep accumulating Bitcoin when it's below 10K, because knowing that there is a chance of Bitcoin to hit a 6-figure range in the next cycle after 2022, you see? And if you haven't got much money, you still slowly accumulate They will still at the next cycle, which is 2024, 2026, could go up to, what is it, $1 million here. So this is another stock to flow live chat you can check out as well. It show you, where we are we overbought? So you see we are following the stock to flow chart. Pretty good. Next, the Maya multiple info. I use this one just for a quick indication as to see if Bitcoin is cheap or expensive. The Maya multiple was created by Trace Maya, determined that in the past, the best long-term result were we achieved by accumulating Bitcoin whenever the Maya multiplier was below 2.4. Since the simulation were based on historical data, they are purely educational and should not be basis of any financial decision. If you look at the chart historically, anything under 1.37 was quite a good time to buy. If I had studied this chart before, I would take a break from buying at the end of that 2017. And when the number was over 2 and peaked at 3.5, indicated that it was overbought and time to sell. Today is around 0.92, pretty cheap. Again, no one can really exactly buy at the bottom and sell at the high. So just know that anytime here is low, let's say back in here, anytime here, I'm happy to buy. And anytime here, I'm happy to sell, right? So I'm not aiming to time exactly the bottom and exactly the top. Don't be greedy. Now, the next one is Bitcoin network momentum. Bitcoin network momentum is the view created by Philip Switch, Positive Crypto, which looks into the value transmitted through the Bitcoin blockchain, dominating the BTC values plotted against Bitcoin price. It serves as a leading indicator of the Bitcoin bull market. Sufficiently high levels of value is needed to drive bull market. Now, as you can see, I got lucky to buy my first Bitcoin at the beginning of the new bull cycle back in the end of 2015 or 2016. So I kind of buying up here. But then again, I did not learn how to read the chart. So I'm missing out on selling at the peak and take some profit. You see it now, how important it is to educate yourself. This chart has been around for a long time. I just did not know how to look for it. And lucky my healthy mindset helped me, at least I didn't lose any money and I still make money and I was happy with my 2, 3 fold and bought the house. There are plenty of charts out there, like this one, the Bitcoin difficulty ribbon. So this one, how you look at it is that when you see the ribbon is squeezed, compressed, it's kind of the good time to buy. When you see the ribbon is expand, then you know it's kind of dangerous. Squeeze, good time, it's gonna go up. Squeeze, it's gonna go up. So you see we are compressed right now. Next one is the golden ratio multiplier. So there's a huge science behind it, but I'm not gonna explain actually how it works. I just want to use it. So for this one, when you look at the Bitcoin is below these lines, they're usually kind of cheap. So if you see it over a certain point, then it's oversold. So again, all this is showing you when it's too expensive, which is the first halving, second halving. So we're still very low. And this one is another good one. It's called the Super Guppy. I will link all of this below for you to look. Super Guppy is very easy. Once it hit red, it seems go down for a long time. Red, 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 red. Once it go green, it usually indicates that it's gonna go up for a long time. Red again, green again, red again. So we are red. Some people read that it's double red. The red a little bit freak out, and then the red before it go up. So you see 2 red, one red, 2 red, and then green up. So this one could be 1 red. Some people think after the halving, it will have the second dip because of the difficulty of the mining. It doesn't take effect. So people think it will have another dip. So you have another chance after May, June, July to buy more. Before, historically, July and August has a little run up. So you could If you wanna, in the short term, you could buy now and then sell in August. Not financial advice, but this is the super guppy. Now, just look at this beautiful chart. Bitcoin money supply versus the USD. So a dollar is a dollar. The USD is like this, flat. Now, Bitcoin price prediction. As with any market, nothing is for sure. Throughout its history, Bitcoin has generally increased in value at a very fast pace, followed by a slow, steady downfall until it stabilized. Bitcoin is only a baby right now, with $155 billion market cap, compared to gold is 9 trillion market cap. Facebook is roughly 500 billion. I have made a video about when you look at how the Fed is printing billions of paper money every day to flood the repo market and the stimulus package to give away, how it may affect the fiat dollar and driving further economic collapse. If a small percentages of this new money goes into Bitcoin, I won't be surprised to see Bitcoins continue to increase like it has been for the last 10 years. Bitcoin is so small and under the radar. That's why you still don't hear it often on the street. Global chaos is generally seen as beneficial to Bitcoin's price since Bitcoin is decentralized, borderless, and it sits outside the control or influence of any particular government. When thinking about how economics and politics will affect Bitcoin price, it's important to think on a global scale and not just about what's happening in a single country. I think Bitcoin has a lot more room to grow, maybe another 100x in the long term. So thank you for listening to my video. I hope you have a good day, and if you want to learn more, I'm going to make more video, or I can do one-on-one coaching and just to see where your money mindset is and see if you're fit to invest into cryptocurrency, because it is a bit high risk. If you want to learn and just tell me where you're at, where you're thinking, you just want a second opinion, feel free to hit me up. Until then, bye-bye.